Those are very Muppets. As famed Dungeon Master's Fallout Boy once said, after putting combat at the end of an already too long session. One fight and one more time. Here's tons of enemies. Even though it's gotten late, we'll fight through them till we defeat them. One fight and one last time. Thanks for the reference. It's hello, hey, hi. It's been a while. What do I do here? Hey, welcome to Homebrew, the show where we avoid the crushing dullness of everyday life using our two favorite forms of escapism. That is alcohol and Dungeons and Dragons. Although for the last 5, let's change that to tabletop. Who knows what's coming in the future?
Yeah.
Alcohol and rolling dice. That's the,
Yeah.
Hi. How? This is not your first episode. If it is, we live life on the wild side. I like to clear chip. But it's not, and we usually introduce ourselves to the beers. I had the reason I'm Piper is one, first time back, in what's been months. I mean, although the show has continued, we haven't done this since the game show. So I had a hot chocolate, and I'm a makes me hyper. But the beer I'm drinking is my friend and yours, the White Hag's Little Fawn. Back with an old favorite. I have others to the side, but they're secrets for the show. Going around the overlay, Paul.
Yo, how's it going, everybody?
It's going well.
Don't tell me that's a really bad delay, is there?
No. I was leaving a gap for the audience to respond.
Yeah. We all forgot how this works. We speak to one another, and when one person speaks, the other. Okay, I'm back in the room.
What are you drinking, Paul? Should we have done like a exercise before to like get ourselves synced up like a little theater? We think we should have. Anyway, next time.
For basic response. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm doing the hosting, so I'm drinking just Coke, but probably at the break when everything's kind of feeling a little bit better and a little bit more calmer, I'll probably grab a drink of probably either Kraken or Whiskas or maybe something more fancy. I don't know.
You'll need it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Continuing the orange circle, on tequila. You guys look fucking coordinated on the overlay. It's nice.
Yeah. It actually looks like Paul's wearing my curtain.
Yeah, just a little bit. Actually, the red of Paul's t-shirt is spot on.
I know what I'm saying. It looks like he's wearing the curtain. It kind of almost lines up.
Yeah. Shift slightly.
Let's get a little bit.
There'll be a delay.
There'll be a delay for us. Hopefully you scooted to the right direction. We'll find it in 30 seconds. What are you drinking?
So I'm drinking a triple gelato ice cream sour. I thought I'd go mad. It's 9%. I don't remember how any of this works, and I thought just go for it. I've had this beer for like 4 months, so better time to drink it.
You can drink other times. It's fine.
No. It felt like I needed this for this. Funky Fluid. That's gonna be either a great name for a character or a spell.
Funky Fluid.
Funky Fluid. Yeah. It reminds me of Funky Kong because of funky, I suppose.
Yeah, Otto's Irresistible Dance, I suppose, would be the closest spell if you were like, here's some funky fluid, now dance.
I was thinking,
yeah. I suppose if we encountered and I wanted to get the slime distracted, I could cast Funky Fluid and it would have to dance, dancing slime.
I assume.
So let's hope a slime comes along.
Flubber. We can introduce a flubber.
Yeah.
If flubber's anything, it's a funky fluid.
That's true.
Yeah.
So let's see how good this Funky Fluid is. Yeah.
Oh, that was handy. Oh, wait, hang on. There was an O.
No. It's good. It's strong. There's a lot of flavors to parse here. It's just an ice cream sour. I don't even know what the ice cream's meant to be, and it's got purple apples in a pie on it. So, I don't know what the purple fruit is.
They look like fortune cookies on top.
Yeah, that's just an artistic version of the
apple
crust of the pie.
Uh,
Yeah, you know, the sides of the pie.
I
Funky
suppose
shop. Oh, it's Polish beer, apparently. Or their website's .pl, so.
How many
Lucy.
pounds? Sorry?
Oh yeah. Sorry, pant check. How many
Important
pints?
question. How many pounds?
Oh, yeah. How much pant is
Yeah.
it? I don't think they're declaring pant. They don't want to sell in like Denmark or whatever.
Well, mine is
There's no pregnant women, and that's it. That's all it says.
It
I
sounded
am
like you
on-
said. Sorry. It sounded like you said there was no pregnant women, and it was just like, what?
That's what it says. It says no pregnant women. No, most beers do.
No, I
No
meant I
cars,
thought
no
you were
pregnant.
just claiming no pregnant women.
Just a statement.
Just
Oh,
a
yeah,
statement. Like,
okay.
No pregnant women are made harmed to make this drink.
We were just asking you about how your Christmas had been. No pregnant women. So,
You all know my history. Every Christmas. since the birth of Jesus Christ, there's been a pregnant woman involved in Christmas.
Ho ho ho. That was way more sexist than I wanted to be, but the joke was there, and I had to go.
nice.
Long-time viewers know I'm not that man, but the joke was there. You gotta go for the
Famous last words
Yeah.
in comedy. Well, I am boring as ever. I'm on a Radler, Stiegel Radler, and then I've got some gin, that gin that no one thinks is a gin, that's Copperberg. Some mixed fruit gin for some gin tonic afterwards. So
I was
no,
going to say with the
look here.
Radler, it's like no one's drinking anything heavy, and I'm drinking 9%. But then you went
Yeah.
from Radler to gin, so I think
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I think
And
I think we're okay.
Can I just say, if anyone in the chat like has been thinking over the break, like what we should do to like save the world, and wants to like slip that in the chat, and I can pretend and like read it and then like pass it off as my own idea, really appreciate it. We're looking for ideas. So yeah, just saying. Anyway, continue.
just a call out to the crowd.
Yeah. How should we end this?
Yeah, if you'd like to just end it, please tell Lucy, and she'll propagate the end of it through us.
Speaking of telling Lucy, you could tell Lucy in our Discord. We have a lot of Discords. It hopefully kicks off for the last. We've kind of alluded to this a little bit online through our socials at Homebrew Quest, but there are 5 episodes left. We in the time between the last time we were live and now, we took stock. We realized this train's coming into the station. We're going to be finished up by March 14th, I think. Come join us for Valentine's Day. We will stream on February 14th to the delight of all our loved ones. But we will be here with you because we love you. Speaking of people who aren't here, Wes doesn't love you.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we can conclude from this.
He did text that.
He specifically said it. I said I'm
Yeah.
not coming tonight because I don't love anyone.
I don't love any of that. But we do, and that's okay. So yeah, 5 of that. It's just we're gonna one way or another. We're finishing 5 of these. It gives us a nice round 80, I think. 80 episodes.
Yeah, it's a short campaign. 4 years. What's
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
And you
Most of
must-
which was on this.
years.
You must be sitting out there going 5 episodes. They've got this. It's a cleanly, heavily planned, beautiful piece of like last 5 episodes.
Yeah.
You should look forward to that.
Yeah, sometimes someone will talk and then no one will answer for like 10 seconds, and that's.
And then we'll talk over each other loads. It'll be great.
Yeah.
4 years, we got real good at this.
We're not pros anymore.
Yeah, we lost it. We never were. Anyway, speaking of being pros, let's get through the housekeeping at the start. So yeah, 5 more. Episode 80 is, gone. Not gone forever. We'll be back. We'll take a long hiatus and we'll be active in the Discord. We'll probably run like some like non-stream games with people who we made friends with over the last 4 years, just for ourselves, not for content, just for joy. Who knows? I say that every time, so we'll see if it happens. But while we're still a show and while we're still making content, we want to tell you about our beautiful friends. They've been there since pretty much the beginning, 4 years ago. Dakota Irish. Head over to dakotairish.com and get yourself a tasty 10% off their wares. Usually it's a monthly code. I was chatting to them just the other day, and they were like, if you've 5 episodes left, let's fucking stick this one code for the last 5. Last call. LASTCALL. Last call. All caps.
Oh.
That will get you 10% off. The finest of dice trays. They got D&D merch. They got like nice t-shirts and clothes. They got candles. They got dice trays. They got it all. In fact, I won't spoil it for you because I like shopping. And I like discovering stuff on sites. So I won't do it justice. Head over to goodirish.com. Use the promo code Last Call on checkout to let them know that we sent you. That'll be really valuable given that we're going off air in 5. But it's still appreciated, just so they don't forget us when we come back, right? That's
Something to explain the gap in their books,
Yes.
When they're like, what's happened? Yeah.
Where have they gone? Where have all the homebrew people gone? But we will be back. We're going to change. We're going to take stock, see if we can run a different type of show, see if we can run you'll find out. We kind of have ideas, but you'll find out. Actually, if you just ask any of us in the Discord, we'll tell you. So that's it. Anyone have anything else? Anyone want to throw a couple of digs into Wes before we start? Otherwise, we'll just be mean to Arlington. So, if anyone has anything they want to throw out, stupid prick.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Oh, killed your own dad.
Get a haircut. Get a haircut.
Yeah. Suck it.
bit.
He'll have to watch because otherwise he'll be totally out of the loop. Although, mid-campaign, you can skip a few. He has to watch this. So if anyone wants to, the live chat stays up. If anyone wants to just throw up a couple of digs in there, fire ahead.
I mean, he has to watch this. It's a whole 20% of the final, so.
This is it.
The final 5.
Right. Should we finish it?
Are we all done?
Bye!
Who's that guy?
We're all done slagging Wes, yeah? Wes has long hair. Well done, Isaac.
Yeah, suck it.
Right.
Because we asked for slags, we know that's mean. So,
Yeah.
no, he's a very good reason to not be here. We just like razzing his berries, and boy, does he have a lot of them.
Haven't
That might be
murdered
what these
him.
are.
No, he'll be back next time, and I'll kill him then. Sorry. Okay, let's start this thing. Yeah. What did I used to say here? Pull up a chair, grab yourself a drink.
Oh my god.
You dive into a world where
And then you used to wink with one eye and then the other one. That was always, you did that 80 times then.
yes. Now, without further ado, grab yourself a drink, pull up a chair as we dive into a world where anything is possible, but not always probable. Never put that on merch. Boy, are we not professionals. Welcome back to the realm of Hibernia. And imagine, if you will, a split screen in 3 segments. A Triforce, if you will. The most kick-ass of all fantasy shapes. Like, if you have a tattoo on your body of a Triforce, you must be a really fucking cool dude. You must be the best person ever in the world. If you got a Triforce somewhere on your body, fucking killing it in life. But in this little split Triforce, in the bottom left shard, we see, constrained by magical fey bindings, a once great bandit leader, a once prince of thieves. He's now bound and in servitude to his sworn enemy. His shoulders are sunk over. The dust is yet to settle on this crushing defeat. He snarls. Defeat can be a cruel mistress. And in the bottom right shard, we see a bloody and tattered halfling. Blood drips from the open wound in his head, soaking down through his shredded clothes. He wobbles a little on his feet and falls to a knee, where we see an elven woman rush in, lift him up, take a moment, and immediately begin to cast healing magic. With the skyline of Bahaglen around them, they sigh and accept that the job here is done. Captain Trotunga is dead. And above them all, in this final segment, we see rich auburn curls flowing over bare shoulders. Their back is to us, but even in the silhouette, her majesty is undeniable. Straps of inky emerald breastplate fall over each shoulder, and with a wave of her hand, they magically adjust into a perfect fit. She turns to face us. Her eyes are a little puffy. There's tears silently cascading down her rosy cheeks. For she is dressed for war, and her eyes narrow in determination. But that was then, and no, wait, that's not right. That is now. This ends now.
Bye.
Players, in the immediate aftermath of the Game of Death, Slurposaurus crashed through the studio wall. Seems bloody and out of breath. Lavo Clamhog is in servitude to Arlington. I would normally get him to roll something here, to see how many dirty bitch boys are left alive, but we'll do that when Wes is back. Or alternatively, I'll cut the dice. He should have rolled in half and just roll them myself and be mean to him. I think in the spirit of putting that all behind us in the intro, he'll roll it next time. And finally, Randir, you hear a voice in your head that says, let's sit down again and talk this out. Our last conversation touched me, and I came to an understanding. And that was where that was almost a post-credit scene because I forgot to do it as I was doing the outro of the Game of Death. It was like, oh shit! But that was where we left the last episode with you three outside of Rain Dead Redemption. In this aftermath, and for the next 5 episodes, the floor is essentially yours. I am a chat GPT. Just put prompts into me and I'll respond. But aside from that, everything that's happening in the background, you don't have to worry about.
So we can just have fun.
Yeah, you can have fun if you want. Yeah.
We don't have to worry about it.
No,
it's all sorted.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Any more games of death, anyone? Games of death.
Yeah, have you prepared another Game of Death? How do we go back into Game of Death? Let's just do it again.
Yeah. Actually, it took a lot of work.
Do it right now. Do it right now, monkey boy.
Perform.
Maybe I'll come back with the jacket later.
Oh yeah. Did anyone else hear that voice? Anyone else hear Rua just talk to them?
Oh, Rua, no. I was gonna say, yeah, hopefully everyone. I was talking. I was like, "Hiya, great job, hiya." And then you were like, "Did anyone else hear that?"
Yeah.
Is it squeals of fear? What did it say?
What did Rua like the Game of Death? Was she in the audience?
I think she wants to have another conversation.
Okay.
Like me and Iggy had earlier with her.
Well,
you were great at talking to her. So, I'm personally terrified, and she removed some of my vocabulary forever. Whereas you handled her really well. So maybe you should.
Wait a second. What is this? You talked to Rua?
Oh, yeah.
And you've lost your vocabulary?
Yeah. She asked me for a word, and I just took that face value because I'm not really as familiar with this whole Fae thing. And then she took the word. Oh, she took the magical word. The word.
You fell for the old Fae word trick. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like something she should have taught me when she didn't, raise me. But that's what mothers are like,
You know what the good way out of that one is, if it ever happens again, the old Fae trick is if they say, "Can I have your word?" you can say you can. And if they try to take a word, you go, "I said can. I didn't say you may have a word." Because that's we Fae know that. I mean, we could just ask, "May we have your word?" But none of us ever do that.
Yeah, but maybe they say "May I have a word?" and it's the same. But I guess if they say "can't,"
they could say that, but they most of them don't. I wonder if Rua and if you could have gotten out.
Well, it just brought up a lot of complex feelings for me. Like, it is quite hard, the whole long lost mother is she trying to kill us and kill everyone thing. So I think maybe Randy, we could just defer to you there to talk to her, and I think I shouldn't be allowed to talk to her again.
Well, you should probably say hello to your mother.
You can be
like her.
You could be brooding in the corner, right? Doesn't she really proud of you now? Isn't she?
Yeah. I thought that, but I'll be honest, I'm not sure if that came across. Maybe her type of pride is intimidating and threatening, which I didn't foresee.
We don't know how pride manifests itself in Rua. That's true.
But I'll be
well,
quiet.
I'm glad you guys survived. And good work on the Game of Death. I knew you'd win, and if you didn't, you'd have all been dead. I would have. That would have been bad, but it was a risk, and it worked. It all came off. And it wasn't even incredibly down to the line. Yes, it was.
I feel like we've done riskier things. It was at least a risk that was very fun. So, yeah.
I don't know why I was talking like that during the Game of Death. There's a whole thing. I can't even remember most of what happened. Once you start it, a spell takes over.
Mm.
And now I talk like this.
Back to normal.
Is that normal? I can't remember.
Yeah, because
I also can't
I-
make sounds either, but I don't think I ever did. So it's fine.
Okay, so you talk to Rua. Arlington's got his own. Well, he's sorting out the dirty bitch boys, shall we say? And then Rua spoke to you particularly, Randir, saying she's in your head now and she wants to speak.
Yeah, I think she wants another conversation.
Can I walk up to Randir's ears and go, "Hello, Rua"? Try to speak
Yeah,
directly.
Reindeer, make a Constitution saving throw.
You.
You said she was in your head.
I said.
She was living there rent free.
Let's see.
Classic. Mm.
Oh, I have to sign into this.
God, property in Hibernia has gotten so bad. This space in Render's head's going for $2,000 a month.
Just the occasional person yelling in hello.
Hello.
I got a 13.
13, yeah, that's fine. It hurt a little bit, not enough to do damage, but Huck did just shout into your ear. So.
Huck, ow!
You said she was in your head.
Yeah, like psychically, not physically.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm gonna try reply and just be like, oh, wait, hang on. Before I reply, should we set up a place? Maybe here? No, she can't come here, can she? She has to make a weird pocket dimension.
But you just met her here. You met her here. That's what you said.
Through one of the doors.
Yeah.
So
I haven't been home in a while. I forgot. Yeah, the Fae is mad. Isn't it great?
Yeah, it is mad. Like
you never know where you're going. Jeez, sometimes it takes you years to get to the bathroom. You think it's just down the hall.
We were on a rooftop at some point. It was very weird. But should we set up a place maybe to maybe outside the Feywilds, just outside, that we can meet her, but somewhere that we know, so she's not going to suddenly surprise us with some kind of trap, since we are specifically trying to stop her now.
I will
directly as well.
She's been watching, and she was just here. So because you were talking to her, so she's probably aware.
History or investigation. I'm trying to think of a skill that's either maybe a wisdom-based perception. What are the skills of D&D? What are we dealing with here? I think it's history, but I'll also get a wisdom check if that's better for you.
I think they both. Doesn't history use? Oh no, it uses intelligence. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. They're both +0. So. 13.
13.
Yeah.
As you say, sure, she was watching, and she was just here. You remember all the trouble you went to sever Iggy from Rua's divination?
Oh yeah, the whole your soul in a different thing,
Yeah. Does that mean she's now tied to your soul?
However, you remember that you also have a bottle in your pocket called Tequiling Potion.
Or am I just happy to see my friends? Yeah, I do have a Tequiling Potion.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember the Tequiling Potion being something that would help me massively.
No, it's not to help you.
Did she?
Oh, right. I could give everyone Tequiling. We'd all be mad charismatic going into Rua. That's a great idea. Let's get sloshed, lads.
Were those gifts cursed? I have
you could get cursed. You might make
you've
worse
got a
decisions
paintbrush.
sloshed.
Yeah, I've got a paintbrush that Ted gave us. Are these cursed? We did accept these from her minion.
Oh yeah, that's true. I was just thinking, there's a charisma boost for being sloshed. I thought you were worried about talking to Rua. We'll all get sloshed.
Can I whisper into the brush, Mother?
Yeah, sure. Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
This would be a great Fantasia moment where the paintbrush is just like, yes.
Not your mother.
Yeah.
Just an artist.
This is classic. We shouldn't use technology because now it's not working and I can't see anything.
Don't worry. Slurposaurus is still panting in the corner.
I rolled a 12, and so we can just imagine what maybe the arc.
Yeah, you're quite good. Like, you're a bard, so like I'd imagine it's supposed 6. Like somewhere around there.
Sorry, my whole D&D Beyond is just frozen.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck D&D Beyond. No, I'm
Sorry.
not.
Yeah.
I'm more trying to. So Slurposaurus is also in the corner, like, injured.
You don't know.
Good boy.
Yeah, I suppose you can make a medicine check to see if Slurposaurus themselves are injured. They are covered in blood. Whose blood? Who knows?
Sure.
Weren't we all covered in blood? Arlington certainly was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Arlington's
followed
technically-
through. I followed through a path of blood.
Yeah, but for you, it was more like if someone's already done Funhouse and they've set up all the slime, you're just getting residual slime.
Yeah, I just got blood on my
Yeah,
my
shoes
hair,
and stuff.
my feet.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
shoulders.
Plus, that all got cleaned up for the game show.
Yes, yeah, magically
Hair and makeup.
prestidigitated.
Yeah.
You must actually stink with the amount of prestidigitation and like thermology that you do to cover yourself up.
No, because I magically don't stink anymore. I
Oh,
haven't
it's one of
showered
those-
since 7:53.
The year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Because,
what. I
no
don't know what
shampoo,
you
no
were at.
deodorant kind of guy.
Yeah. Sure. Who
Uh,
needs it?
Iggy, did your sheet load? What's your target?
Yeah. So my rolled a 12 and then +2, so 14.
Oh, I overestimated that.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't go with it. Yeah, you don't. It's hard to know. No response comes through. So you kind of muse on it a little bit, but nothing immediately.
No sense
like-
from this brush.
You know it is magical. You know that it
Okay.
has magical.
I'm gonna
properties.
just for now. I'm gonna just like place it a little bit like 2 meters away and like look at it from the side of my eye.
From the side of your eye.
Yeah.
Just
Like
like
a
side.
side eye. Like-
Okay.
Just as we're talking, just.
Oh, you're just being suspicious. It's for flavor, right?
Oh, yeah,
I was
no,
like,
I'm not
what are you
looking.
trying to figure out from a different angle? Okay. Yeah.
If it's 2D.
Hey, does the naked woman go down or up? If I look at
Why is that on your paintbrush?
yeah, I'm clearly getting distracted by this modern thing. Okay.
All stationery in Hibernia has a sweet little naked person that goes up, and it's a sexy place.
Especially the cursed ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you were checking Slurposaurus. Actually, it doesn't need a medicine check. It's not Slurposaurus. Slurposaurus is tired.
It's an imposter.
But not their blood. In fact, they do sort of lower down and gesture to kind of like jump on their back.
I said Serposaurus wants
Us.
to go straight away.
I'm assuming I'm gonna like gesture like to Slurposaurus and also kind of encompass the group and just like yeah, all of us. I just pick up.
Yeah,
No.
Tongue goes
Is,
more
I mean-
enthusiastically.
I actually hadn't really even thought about it, but King Puck is around.
Yeah, your dad's there.
Hiya, Dad.
Hey, son.
Oh, great.
Good
So
game.
this is Game of Death. It never
Yeah,
fails
nice.
to. Well, I mean, I've been away a while, but I don't remember there being a Game of Death for Yonks.
Yeah, we didn't invite you.
Oh,
But
you've
now
never
that I
invited me.
see, we should bring you back. And also, I suppose, in a roundabout way, my son being involved in the Game of Death, I'm not winning Father of the Year if I let that happen.
It was the only thing. You were not winning Father of the Year anyway.
What?
I'll be honest. And sure, weren't you aiding and abetting your Lavog there? I mean, I had to do Game of Death because you were giving him hospitality.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't aiding and abetting. Lava was like, can I be a guest? And I was bound by Fey hospitality to say
Funny
yes.
Funny how you're not bound to your own son.
I figured
I
this.
just remembered I've never been invited to the session. I forgot that this should be a whole thing.
Yeah.
You bastard!
Well,
Hiya,
it's different
Dad.
rules if it's family. Family is fun to prank.
It's funny. It's weird, isn't it? Hospitality very important for strangers, but for your
Yes.
own family.
What would the neighbors think, Hook? That's our entire thing. I'd rather you
Yes.
suffer and them think we're really good than for you to be happy and them to think we're not cool.
I'm not. Be honest, you're not great neighbors. You sneak in and you face steal children and whatnot.
Yes.
I
To
mean,
show them a good time. Who wouldn't
I-
want to be here? Have you seen this place? It's mad.
I know it's great, and I've
Yeah.
chatted to many. I've chatted to many. It turns out they don't like that, and actually, when they come back, they don't know anyone, and everyone they did know was dead. That's generally because
I've
time.
never heard that.
You know the time thing. You know
No.
the way it's a different. Oh, I lost months.
What?
Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
a time thing.
there's a time thing. Have you never noticed that you can never find the same people?
Yeah, but I just
You
thought they were changing things around to like make it interesting.
No, that's actually there's a time thing.
There's
So-
a time thing.
Yeah, you've been robbing people, and then the time thing happens, and then they come back, and it's like been 100 years and whatnot.
They've never mentioned this. Although when I go back to check, I guess they've died. So
Yeah, and they're usually dead. I mean, everyone, or not that much time can pass. It depends. You got to be good at it. But
but at
'cause you
least the
steal
time
them.
thing doesn't affect them, right? It's not like the moment they make contact with the soil, time catches up or anything. It's just
Oh yeah, no.
That happens.
That happens sometimes. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. The Fae have been awful neighbors. That's what I'm here to say. Actually, it took a long time. We could make it up to them. There's a big fight about to happen.
Okay.
And do you remember Rua? You probably knew her. Archfey had to be banished. Probably no crack.
She looks a
Yeah.
bit like this.
Oh, holy shit, Rua! It's been years.
Nice.
Nice job, Iggy. Yeah.
That's Rua.
Yeah. Well, no. That's the time thing.
You look great. Is
You know
this
the
the
time
time
thing?
thing? You just
The
stayed
time, time. No. She's a different person actually. She just looks a lot like that's children. You know the way I look like you.
Well, more like your mother, I suppose.
I have no idea what my mother looks like.
Like you, almost identical.
Hiya!
She has a bow in her hair. She's a fully realized 3D personality.
And you put a bow in her hair.
Excited to see. Just as much as I'm sure.
Fae reunions are a strange thing. Where this is us having a great time. I mean, I gave everyone the game of death when I came back. That's the best welcome home you could have. I forgot how fun it is to gamble with all of your friends' lives. That's
It's
the, when you're not in the Fae, it never occurred to me to gamble. It would have been the worst thing in the world to gamble with your lives, but somehow in the Fae realm, it makes sense. I don't know. It's when you come home and you start doing things the way you used to do them.
Do you
You
know
change
your
how you
uncle?
act.
Your Uncle Buck
Oh yeah, Uncle Buck. Yeah.
danced
Great
himself to death. It was incredible.
I wish I'd been there to see that. That's exactly how he would have wanted to go, Uncle Buck.
Yeah, died as he lived.
Old Uncle Buckfast. Buckfast was, we
On
call him.
account of his very swift feet.
Exactly. James, I missed so much. But also, you remember I said Rua. She's
Yes.
gonna try to she's gonna try to steal your kingdom and slam it into the human kingdom. And for many time reasons and various other things, that's a bad plan. That's actually why we did the game of death to kill Lavog.
Oh, yeah. Hey, nice one getting out of dying straight away, by the way. That's a good job.
That
Sure.
was a proper Fae move on Lavog's part. I mean, I don't know if you've I've never seen anyone no death at a game of death.
No.
That's
No.
some Fae shit right there.
So, Rua's going to make there like here. That sounds good.
No, she's gonna rob here and rob there and slam them together in the worst possible way, and everyone could die.
So she's going to get rid of the time thing. Because I'm beginning to find fun in this.
She'll probably get rid of the time thing. And loads of people, including maybe yourself, would die. I mean, she's trying to steal. Well, she's trying to steal your kingdom. I mean, you should probably care.
I mean, I do. I don't believe she could. She
That's what
tried.
she's been working on. She's got all sorts of stuff. I mean, she had the
It's only
diagnosis
been gone like 5 minutes. How
See,
could you-
That's the time thing. It's been thousands of years.
Oh my god.
Like,
We just banished her, like, maybe a week ago.
No, yeah. She's been gone. She's brooding for yonks. The time thing. It's mad. I guess you never leave the set. You wouldn't know.
I barely even made my way. I kind of RSVP'd yes to the banishment, but I just sort of knocked my head in, like, oh, best of
Could you
luck.
do another bash?
Yeah.
Handy. That'll give us another few thousand years. Maybe.
And on which now?
could
Another
you?
banishment on the table? Is that
Another banishment.
Yeah, banish her from our realm.
Yeah.
Where will I?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a good plan.
You would
We
be
never
the
considered just
best
banishing her from our realm as well. But I didn't know if she's using our realm to specifically fuse the two. She'd probably find a third realm to do the same.
Huh.
That's
I don't like doing the same material twice, though. Like, I know I wasn't involved. I suppose you could talk
Yeah,
to
you-
the other Archfey. But, like, Ivory Board, I'd be like, get new material, you hack.
can
I mean,
just
was
have-
it a magic banishment, or were you just like, get out of here? And she's just like listening.
Like I said, I just popped my head in, just show face, and then I went back to,
that
we were
is,
having a pretty big party.
are you
I mean, it makes sense. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
are you stronger than an archfey, or is an archfey stronger than you?
He's the king.
In what way? Like,
I don't
in
know.
wit? In
If-
style?
If you were to have a game of death
Yes.
against an archfey,
He said game of death. Kill Randy. Kill.
That's a good question. I suppose none of us are really, like, the place is strong. So it would be like two people jumping into an ocean and then having a fist fight under the ocean. It's the ocean that's strong, not the people. Does that make sense? That's how magic works in the Fae. That, like, you can just, like, you need some, you pluck it off a tree, or, like, weave it up, or just ask it, or I don't know. I've never really. It did take.
Yeah.
It did take a lot of us to banish her.
your
So she was pretty strong.
your world baffles, angers, and confuses me all at the same time.
You're welcome.
We're doing it right. We're doing it right. I'm so
Nice.
proud.
As
What
the
a cool
closest,
place, right?
as the closest thing to a scientist that our world has, I hate you
Oh.
and your world.
Huck actually told me you were something of a scientist, and well, I'm something of a scientist myself. I sign things, but
He does. That never gets old.
Okay, I am going to reply to Rua and get out of here. This
you could try.
weird family reunion.
I
thing
told them
going-
about the time we were stuck in the looking for the bathroom for years. Just a wrong turn. You never know. It's actually mostly why King Puck stays where he's at, and everyone eventually funnels towards him.
Press it, ditch the piss away.
Randa's
Yeah, I mean,
gonna.
magic is everywhere. You can just, like, I'm pooping right now. It's not coming out though. Magic's.
I'd never even seen a toilet before I went to the human realm.
Randy's gonna walk by Hook and just grab the tequila off him and just walk towards the dog and just be like, this deserves a drink. This world I hate. And just take a swig.
You drinking my tequila potion? All right. Yeah.
What's the effects of tequila potion? This was a
that's-
item that Ashminic created and then gifted to us. So thank you.
Yeah. I thought I had it now.
Only a little bit, I should point out. Not-
in this. It does all sorts. You're only going to drink a little bit because you can drink like 4 or 5 charges.
Well, I'm not going to drink 4 or 5 charges. I don't know how long. I want to tell me what it does.
It makes you more charismatic and then worse at like balance and strength. I can't remember. I'll pull it up. I thought I had it on my sheet, but apparently I don't.
No things that Randir overly cares about. Balance.
I'll
Okay.
sort it out. You
Okay.
just have a chat while I find it.
Yeah.
So Iggy, should I reply to Rua in my head and say meet us outside, or should we jump just on Saurus over here and kind of go where the wind takes us?
Oh, I don't know. I think if you're if you feel like you can talk to her again, then gotta do it. But no pressure because she's scary.
Well,
I think I'm not sure. Was when Hulk rolled high and then you said the tequiling potion. Did he tell us that? Like, do we know that? Or no?
all he said is
I
I
was
think he
in
just
character
took
when I
it.
mentioned I have it.
Yeah.
If it helps, you can't drink it unless I pour it. It looks like an empty bottle to you. That's one of the things. So I can give you an old pour, but you can't have stolen it and walked off.
Okay.
That will need work. You get a 1d4 increase in charisma. Your dexterity is set to 1d12 plus 3, so you become potentially more dexterous. Your HP increases by 1d6 plus 2. And your performance, persuasion, insight, and animal handling checks are all rolled with advantage. But you get disadvantage on acrobatics, stealth, perception, investigation. And you have an excessive amount. This is important. There's a temporary state. The drinker has an excessive amount of unearned confidence.
Okay.
Drinking more than one charge, let's say, both the length increases the length of the time. For instance, okay. So you could drink like 4 charges of it and then roll. It increases the hours that it would last.
Okay.
So one charge will be 1 hour.
Well, okay. So let's contact Rua. Tell her to meet in a place, and then before we get there, we'll all take a drink, and then we'll go in and talk to her and see if we can convince her not to do this. Sound like a plan?
I suppose. I mean, if you make bad deals with her, she could steal more words and stuff.
Yeah,
we could just go mess up the other area.
But you're here to help us.
That's true. I could help with the old tricks.
Quiet this time. Crucial.
Well, look, if she wants to talk, yeah, we could do that. But sure, she knows where we're at. Or you know what? Let's not respond to her. Let's go to where we're at and go, okay, ruin now or nothing. And if she appears, then she's been listening to us.
Is she just listening to all of this anyway?
I don't think so.
Could have been. Maybe not. Probably not. We spent a lot of time.
Checks. Everyone make perception checks.
Oh, come on.
I am
critical fail.
Fuck, critical fail. And I'm +9 perception. Critical fail.
I got an 11.
Oh yeah, I got a 1. So.
Hey, everyone, 1s all round. Yeah, nothing.
It's like I got
out of the ordinary
and put it together.
Okay, so yeah, I don't, or like, but maybe she's not spying on us.
Well, I don't know if I would have confirmed. You just said so she's here right now, and then you perceived nothing.
But she could have just sent. She could have just used the message.
She could have sent. I think I remember. It isn't like the first thing you say after the sent the response.
No, you get to choose when to respond.
Okay, because then it would have been like, Hirua just talked.
yeah. Did anyone hear that voice?
Did anyone hear that? Yeah, you get like 3 words or something, you know.
Oh yeah,
okay,
you're a halfling.
Yeah, but Chad is saying.
Yeah. Not halfling. They're wrong, but I am able to reroll ones.
Yeah.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat. Jesus. Oh.
Crows.
What is my perception? I didn't even bother. It's a good roll. It's more or less the opposite of the last one, but not. Well, perception plus 0. 17.
17. Yeah.
Thank you, chat.
You catch a little, like a shimmer of hot air. That's all you kind of get. There was just a slight movement where it felt like space was warping around something small, almost invisible and orb-like.
Orb-like? They're not the potion?
Yeah. Not the potion. No.
Was it near us?
About 10 feet away from you, sort of hovering.
She can't be here. But someone else could be. I mean...
Ted?
Can I try a more lengthy look at the spot now that I know that I've seen something?
Yeah, pick either a investigation or Arcana check.
Yeah. It's going to be Arcana. Ooh, 20, but not
20.
not 20 on dice.
Not now.
20 all told.
Yeah, that's still good. It's not traditionally how the spell works, but in theory, she could be scrying on an object and not a person. She could be using a sort of mix of locate object and scry to be able to
It's our
just keep
All of the
pegs for people.
gifts. I like the healing potion, but I reckon I feel like instantly smashing it now.
If we only had a really powerful wizard.
Yeah, but we don't.
But you don't, you idiots.
We can still kill Lavog, right?
Not until I help you in the final battle. I'm basically invincible until that happens. I'm bound by Fey magic. I can't die.
Can't ruin come here.
Lavog.
No, that's the one thing. That's the one thing. It'd be hilarious to invite her to the Fae. It'd be like, oh, Rua, just meet us here. No.
Is that like where she's trying to get to?
Yeah. She's been banished from specifically this realm. You know, the whole thing.
I'm like,
on top of that, she might escalate the whole invasion just to be like, well, now I can be here.
Then she could blame us for doing it.
Yeah, I'll kill everyone in the world.
Okay.
We
gotta get it.
Sorry, just to do a little thing back at Lavog. Lavog, just because you can't die doesn't mean that you don't feel pain. So shut your mouth.
And you're the guest of the Fae for the moment. That could be thousands of years in what is a couple of minutes of servitude.
Yeah.
So Iggy, what were you? Sorry.
No. So if we're gonna have this meeting, we have to get out of the Fae.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think I remember the way out from here.
We can just get on the dog.
Oh yeah. Slurpee. Oh, Slurpee. We could get on Slurpee. We could get out. Arlington's sorting out his own thing, and then he'll follow. He'll follow with us.
You're technically in the material plane right now, but you're in a part of the material plane the Feywild, that's acting like the Feywild. So you just have to. You could just walk out. You're in a sort of like pocket. Like when you look up again, you can see that it's evening sky around, except there is a shard of the sky that is night sky, and because you know it's nighttime in the material. You could just head straight up and out and over the horizon, and you'd be back in the material plane.
Oh yeah. I mean, the other thought though is because of this weird thing is, I mean, once we're out of the material plane, if we want to go to that other place to mess the other section where her lieutenant is, it might be quicker through the Fae. Was what I was going to say. We might be like, hey, Dad, do you know a way towards, popping out on this side? Save us travel. I reckon we go near that place, see what the story is, and also be like, hey, Rua, do you want to chat before we go through? She'll be near there anyway.
Just to remind you, you can go in Anywhere by just naming the location and holding hands.
Oh, yeah, the old teleport spell.
Yeah. You wrote that into my DM notes. So the only place you can't go is back to the DM notes.
Well, we could.
We can't anymore.
No, because not all of you know the code word, and you need to all say it.
But I could tell her.
Yeah, I could try.
Okay. It's just the word index.
Sorry?
You know the way you have your middle finger and your little finger and your ring finger, and then you have one other finger.
Pointy.
Damn it. It's your index.
Your what?
All right. I can see how this works.
Okay.
There are ways around Fae things, but it doesn't matter. We don't really need to go back. That was basically a death sentence. Right. Well, we could teleport. Great. So yeah, let's just head out, and we can figure it out. Let's. It's a bit mad here. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Da, how do you feel about fighting Rua if she tries to wreck everything?
When?
I mean, as far as you're concerned, it'll be in a couple of seconds when I come back and tell you. But like, oh yeah, remember the time thing?
I've just cracked up in a beer though.
Yeah, okay. Well,
How much like a party is this going to be, and how much like a fight?
You'll be renowned as the best neighbors if you help us with this. I'm just saying.
It'd put to rest all of the old stealing.
Dead.
Yeah, and it could be a whole new way of bridging the gap just permanently, which is what she wants. But we do it in an official diplomatic sense.
And as the brewing god, I will help supply you with lots of drink.
Oh, he's the brewing god. He can really sort out your party.
Oh, I love your work. It's so good. I kind of have a Huck. You don't know this because like I'm a king, so I do like kingly things. I sort of have an agreement already with the material plane. This like he's a little guy, name's Minky. We know like not to mess around. Like I keep the plane here, he keeps his plane there. I dip in, take a couple of kids, bring them to a party, send them back when they're grown up, and then so like diplomatically. Unless Minky's changed his deal, we're good. I kind of like not being invited. It's cooler.
Minky could die.
Minky could die?
If her plan succeeds, you could die.
Mickey could be...
no more kids.
Mickey could be dead already.
I'm saying Minky. I feel like you guys are saying Mickey.
I heard Mickey.
I heard saying... I Minky, huh?
Minky.
That's another word though that Rua stole.
What?
From me.
Do I know a Minky?
Yeah, of course you know a Minky. You know Minky Boodle.
I do know Minky Boodle. But I don't remember.
Minky's the head of the Fianna.
That's who it is. Yeah, I mean, I thought you were going there, and I was like,
no. Yeah.
So you gotta deal with the Fianna. He's playing both sides.
What?
Sure, he raids. He's in charge of a whole group. They kind of raid and kill anyone that I guess comes over when they shouldn't.
Yeah, they shouldn't. It's part of the deal.
Yeah, it's part of the deal. But you go. We always go over.
Yeah, I know. It's more fun, right?
They don't catch us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Yeah. He could die.
Well, that'd be a shame.
Could you tell him actually? Because you probably have a way of talking to him.
I could invite him here now.
Oh yeah. Do you think he'd come?
Like not willingly, but when has that ever stopped us?
Yeah. Let's. Can we just go get him and hash this out?
Yes.
Because I've been trying to talk to the leader of the Fianna. He needs to promote me. But on top of everything else, he also tried to arrest me. I'd like to get all of that sorted. And if you've got a line to him.
Yeah. It's like the perfect time too. It's like nighttime over there. They're always like wandering home, and you just like grab him.
Yeah. He'll be in bed. He'll be annoyed. It'll be great. Sorry, we're going to talk to Rua. She's probably already watching. She won't mind the delay. But we could get talking to the old Fianna, sort out an alliance. Is
it worth having that conversation when we're not being watched and listened to by Rua?
Oh yeah. We should definitely incinerate all the things, just in case.
Or
does anyone
remove the scrying thing or the?
That takes a while, though, right?
You know scrying, do you? Do you just put it in a circle? I hate circle of salt or something. Running water.
It's not a ghost.
It could be a ghost.
That would be funny if you had to send a little like, oh, I'm enjoying my own. Oh no, gotta go spy.
That's what ghosts. Ghosts have to do something as well,
Yeah.
It'd be great spies.
All right, hey, King Puck, do you got any anti-magic place?
Yeah,
why would I ever?
This is not the place for that question.
Brander gets this, and he hates you.
I know, but maybe to fuck with really magical people,
Oh wait, are you trying to fuck with people?
Yeah, I'm trying to fuck with Rua.
By how? Wait,
actually, I got a great plan. Oh yeah, can I whisper a plan to him?
Yeah.
So these guys aren't going to be aware, but my plan is for a bunch of Fae to pretend to be us, to pass off our items to them, and for them to pretend to be us, and have like an incredibly inane, like really long conversation.
Yes.
So she thinks she's watching us, but it's actually a bunch of Fae having a hilarious time doing various other nonsense. We'll secretly pass off.
Look like us.
Pass off. Yeah. They're all going to look like us.
Oh,
and
we
just
could
keep talking.
have them in cloaks or something anyway. We could put like cloaks on them so it looks like we're all just sitting around in masks.
Yeah. I want them to be talking like actually boring nonsense.
And could I be on the side with like a couple of pieces of string, just like moving them? So like
exactly. It needs to be. If you can, you know the old ruse where we get them really, really bored and pretend like there's no crack at all.
A boring party. You want me to throw a boring party?
Yeah. Just to screw with Rua.
Yeah.
You know the old you know the way one room of the party's always like awful crack.
Yeah.
We need that room for the set. We need to get some. Huh?
How do you?
It's just the nature. It's the nature of parties. It's the nature of parties.
I don't remember
all parties happen.
Any party. I party in this house. You don't party. I party.
When you didn't give me permission, that was tacit permission to disobey. Right?
Yeah, nice. Right on. And he holds out a fist.
Exactly. I snuck in. I stole some Fae. I messed with them. We came back.
I'm on for this plan. Boring party. Get some people who look like you. King Puck looks around. He's like, a barrow kind of looks like reindeer. Put a little googly eyes on that. That tuft of grass looks like you, Hook. Just so you know, it's boring. And
we can. It'll work. It'll in the end.
This one real. We got real people.
Oh yeah. We need to actually trick her for a while.
Okay.
The trick here is that she keeps coming in and we're talking about really boring stuff she doesn't really want to listen to, but she has to listen to us because that's her whole thing.
She has to listen to you?
Yeah, she has to listen in. It's a really boring podcast, and she's gonna have to she's gonna be working and be like, someday they'll talk about the plan. Now I've just got to find a way of making sure she can't hear any of this that I've said.
Oh, we've been whispering the entire time.
Yeah.
Loud whispers.
They whispers. These people my friends here don't know what's going on. Okay, so we'll set that up. I need to go and whisper and get the other items from my mates, and then we'll just very quickly.
Can I give you a word of advice?
You're my dad.
Yeah. Which means I fucked your mom, by the way.
She looks like me, but with a bow on her head.
I didn't know it at the time, son. It was a shock to me, too. And as a kid, you sort of changed around. I didn't know you'd settle to look like your mom. But
she's the hot one.
Smoke snack. Like, yeah.
We look good.
My advice would be twofold. One, never wear a bow. And two, maybe wait a while, because if this spell works the way you think it will like, the duration of it will end. And in that little gap, that's when you do the switch.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Change over.
We'll wait for that to happen. I'm sure that'll probably happen soon. And then, so while we're waiting for that to happen, I'll tell them secretly the plan, and then we'll talk boring stuff. If you could just get some Fae platoon going and the room set up, so that we can do the handoff as soon as we need to. That sound like a deal?
In the most boring room of the house.
I mean, I should check.
Or bedroom.
What do you think is my bedroom?
Your bed is so boring.
Burn.
I mean, it actually works. She'll believe that we're hanging out in my bedroom.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I bring my friends. It's perfect. I mean, I don't care that he was trying to slag me. It's perfect.
I'm compelled to tell the truth. It's not, it's tough love. I can't help it. You know the rules.
I'm compelled to tell the truth as well. Yeah, and I said the truth. I don't even care you're being a dick.
What?
How?
Go to your room.
I know, it's so boring. I see it now. I see it. I never wanted to go to my room. I was always in the sash. Anyway, right. We'll end the whispering. You sort that out now. I'll tell them the plan. And then we'll watch and wait for the scrying to
One
change.
plan later. Ronder, what did you want to do? you had an actual, not an actual plan. This is great too, and it doesn't necessarily rule. What I'm saying is
Burn on my
that
plan.
this doesn't. Sorry, I'm still in. It takes a while to shake him off.
Just shake him out, Ben. Just shake him out. Shake him out. Shake him
Oh,
out.
jump into something else. No, that's too bad. That's much. This doesn't necessarily take Kane Puck out of the end fight, but it will just sort of next couple episodes. He'll be busy making sure this goes off without age. You got a solid decoy to give you the element of surprise if you need to sneak up on Rua. She won't know where you are.
So,
I mean, just keep her distracted.
Except what about when we go to meet her?
She won't scry
yeah.
then.
yeah, we'll be
Why would she
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, I wonder where they are.
Okay.
She might be confused as to be like, how did they? I heard Randir talking at the same time he was sending me a message back. But I mean, it's through thoughts, so she won't. She won't twig nothing, and then she'll stop scrying. So I can't see it going wrong.
It'll be fine. We'll figure this out. She might just be bored and just stop scrying for a while, and then we can message her
That's
back.
my hope, is that she keeps getting so bored. She'll stop bothering.
Oh, gotcha.
Should we get on Slobosaurus?
I'll do that.
And
All right. Well, once we do the whole thing, so yeah. So the plans happen now, right? That's happened without a hitch.
Yeah,
Is that what the one plan later was?
Yeah, one plan later. Yeah.
All right.
So, so good. Plan just happens. No roll
Ben's
necessary.
in, Ben's in endgame mode. This is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Say it.
Lucy, Iggy, that does mean you don't have your paintbrush.
Oh, I already left it on the floor just because I thought it was.
Cool. I mean, I took all the items and put them in there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then you saw it was there.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I had other things. I only just used that for special things.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to feel close to a friend that gave me a gift.
It's probably good that you threw it on the floor and then I took it and moved it away and did this whole plan without you knowing about it because of you can't actively help. So I'm really glad you threw it.
We wrote that out as
You
well.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
did
can
we?
actively help. Yeah.
Index
good.
is a
Solve
beautiful
that.
place.
Yeah.
Solving
Yeah.
all our problems.
Yeah, we removed
Say
that.
again.
I now still have all the crazy high stats on some things, but I don't have. Well, I'm hopefully not like indebted to Rua for that, like not helping.
Actually, you put How to Win Friends and Influence People, or whatever we called that book, in Hook's bedroom. So just for any potential secondary campaigns or anything that happens, that's now where that legendary item is.
In where?
Hook's bedroom.
Okay.
I mean, it's a perfect book for Huck
Yeah, true.
because he's never going to open it or remember to. He's like, I don't need to know how to make friends.
Very
I know how to make friends.
Or he keeps it sweet. Just use it as an actual book.
Bit of fake
Just
kush.
follows it all out. Like,
Oh shit.
perfect.
Okay, so you get onto Slippersaurus.
Yeah.
Yep.
All of you can fit. Slippersaurus is a giant elk. Never had wings before, but it's cooler. So it's technically, I suppose, a Periton. Would be the Periton. I think is a giant elk with wings. So yeah, technically a Periton. I think that's how you pronounce that. And you, with a giant leap, take off into the sky. All of you are there. So Arlington's there too. So we don't have to figure that out. And I don't know. Lavogue's being like hog tied to the back Western style to be dragged behind. That's fine.
Yeah.
Can't die, so be fine. And also, there's no dirt in the sky, so there's no. It's just hanging. That's worse. All right, let's move past that grim description of a man being hung on the back of a Periton.
Hanged.
Yeah.
If he's being hung, then that's a compliment. No, it means he's dead.
I have such a loose grasp of the English language that
No.
cannot make these
Sorry,
things.
I shouldn't have messed around. Yeah. It doesn't even matter. Everyone hates that hang tongue thing.
You fly up into the sky as the evening sky disappears around you, and you fly into the night sky, which is this sort of ripped shard in the blanket above. And immediately, as you fly through, I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw. Arlington is plot armor. He's too cowardly to turn on.
13.
Nice.
Constitution, you say?
Ooh, non-natural 20.
Lovely.
11.
Still good. It's not. It wasn't
You're
necessarily a high DC. It's just that as soon as you burst into the official material play,
I actually got 15. I counted the wrong
Fall
number.
off the horse. Uh,
Oh no!
Too much
you were
constitution.
too good. Immediately as you cross that threshold, a storm hits you. So it's cold, there's rain, there's just energy crackling around you. Dark clouds. It's hard to see even with dark vision, not because it's not like it's just that there's clouds in the way. But lightning bolts go off, illuminating your surroundings. You see around you that the sky itself is torn asunder. It has been cracked in three. There seems to be in the distance, you can see pretty far. In fact, Arlington pipes up and goes, "Oh, I can actually see a mile away," because that's a useful skill.
Push him off the horse.
He sees a mile away, and he sees in the very distance. You know where you're coming through. You're coming out of the southwestern spiral, and you can see to your northeast towards the center. That's where the pinnacle of this crack has begun. And as you look around you, the Feywild is spilling out of the sky where you've just come from, the southeast, to the to the southwest. Southeast seems to be spilling out this purple, smoky. You recognize it instantly, Iggy, as sort of illusion and conjuration magic. It's the magic that gets pulled in from the far realm, whereas the Feywild is more like enervation, probably divination. I would say a little bit of abjuration, maybe.
Crack.
And to the north, where you assume the final of these trilocks are, it does seem a little bit more intact. That it's not as cracked, but you do see tendrils of dark smoke slowly filtering through. Without Manon and McLear alive, as you rightly point out in the Illunar Little Snoke sidebar, the other thing we're dealing with here, some of the gods are dead. But without Manon and McLear, the god of nature, nature itself has no regulations keeping it in check. So the sky is falling apart. And without the Morrigan, goddess of death, it seems like untethered magic has ceased to destroy. It is now only creating, spilling into the world. At this, as you're high up in the sky riding on the back of Slurposaurus, as he seems to be rocketing you towards what you recognize without any sort of survival check is the point in which you went on the God trials. You were on your way southwest anyway, so that middle point between here and Ossuary seems to be heading back towards that campsite where you last saw Banfalon and you last saw the gods. That's the direction that Slurposaurus seems to be taking you. Not that you can't redirect if you want, but that seems to be their reason for bursting through and trying to, like a faithful hand, just bring you back to help. This, I think, is where we'll take a little halftime break. As you're hurtling through the sky, lightning bolts going off around you through a storm on your way to this campsite, should you wish. We will take our break here. If you're enjoying the stream so far, question your taste of entertainment. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Last 5 episodes, we'll slag you.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing here?
We'll slag you, we'll slag us, we'll slag Arlington.
Are the viewers gone yet? We're going to burn all bridges. But if you are enjoying, we appreciate you watching along. Please, if you haven't already, hit the little like button below and head over to Go to Irish, check out the wares. We do have a little Ko-fi account. We donate all when it gets sent to the show. We don't make anything off this. We give it to an association called Maasai, Movement of Asylum Seekers in Ireland, to stop a thing called direct reversion. Remember a couple of, maybe even a year ago, where I was like, oh, the government decided to stop it. It's great. We're good. Yeah, they didn't. In fact, they recently were like, we're not going to use tents anymore because that's inhumane. And lo and behold, refugees arriving and being in sub-zero temperatures and being housed in tents. It's horrible. It's awful. We are not the land of 1,000 welcomes at all. So if you want to help us support them, head over to our Ko-fi and whatever you have, your change. If you have a spare change jar in your banking app, maybe a couple of coins from there. But again, no pressure. We are coming out of Christmas, so I understand financially it's hard for people at the moment. But any support is welcome. We will be back in 15 minutes. We're just going to do some pee-pee poo-poos. We'll be back. I don't know. Could have waited. Anyway, get us out of here, Paul.
Could I? No, hang on. Just gonna live there because I just wanted to point out that the three of us all were just like disappointed.
Yeah.
He's gonna do the pee pee poo poos.
Yeah.
As you start saying the sentence, I'm like, just as long as you don't say disgusting toilet toddler. And then it always
We
comes out.
all do it.
And we all use regular words.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the part.
I think they're called bio breaks. We're going to take one. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Stick around.
Ah.
if it's leading.
Welcome back to part 2 of Homebrew, as we like to call it, the fun part, as everything we've done to our bodies and minds sits in. The party, we're going to dive straight in. There's nothing up top. The party are hurtling through the sky on the back of a giant peloton. We have, actually, just for visual, marching order. Like, who's at the top of this beast?
Me.
Hook's at the top, so we get this beautiful silver. Oh, they're both.
My ears are flapping.
No, go.
Yeah.
Describe.
I mean, you could be. Let's say you're both at the front because there's 2 antlers. So a dwarf on one antler, a puka hare on the other. We'll put Iggy, then Arlington, then.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm in the middle, clutching on, and everything you described sounds terrifying. So I'm probably like potentially hurting whoever's sitting in front that I'm clinging to.
You're just hurtling through a storm at rapid speeds.
And the universe is tearing apart.
Sure, if you're gonna focus on that, then yeah, the sky itself seems to be ripping apart, letting all realms through.
In the 2 places that we think we fixed as well, the only place that seems to be doing all right is the place that we haven't fucked up yet.
Huck, make an Arcanaut check.
Can I do like an Eddie Munson style stance while we're going through this hectic,
100%. You whip out an electric guitar.
An 11.
An 11.
Yeah, it's not
11's enough to know
something
twigs in your mind. Rua had tri-locks to keep the other realms out. You've broken those locks.
Yeah. Can't see that going wrong.
No, Ronder, you had a question?
No. I was going to help Hook with Flash of Genius, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, I mean, it could to get more information.
Yeah, it would give you a plus. It gives you a +4.
That'd be 15.
That is one of the official DC thresholds in the old Dungeon Master's Guide. Yes, so you remember Rua's plan being to summon all realms and then use her ritual to only keep the Feywild here.
Yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah.
Now that there's nothing to protect the Feywild and the Far Realm coming to Hibernia, she mightn't do a ritual. She might decide it's too dangerous. Fey.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like we have scuppered her plan, but like the only safety thing that she'd put into her plan, like the only thing that could potentially, that would reduce the deaths. We're like, nah, let's break that.
What should we do?
Yeah, but if that's the only way to stop her. Like what we're trying to do is ruin the plan so that if she continues on with the ritual, that the not only will the Feywild be here, also like the horrible places that she doesn't like will also be here. So she'll have to choose another plan. And I'm open. I know Roa can't hear us right now, but I'm open to try help her.
Okay.
I just for the audience to say,
but
this is being like, what I like is that, of course, we're not going to scream it into our mics, but this is like being shouted across Serposaurus, being like, "We've scuppered her plan!
This is all good!"
Yeah. And whoever's like the front can't hear anything that the other person's saying, with the wind. It's like when you're cycling and one person's like, "I'm getting nothing." This is
They're having a conversation. Neither one can hear it, yet somehow, from an outside perspective, the conversation is perfectly fine.
Yeah, there's an acoustic tunnel that just carries it like wonderfully. Like one of those optic illusions where if you stand in a place but it's really far away from another place but you talk, you can hear each other. You ever been in one of those like setups? Really cool. Congratulations, architects. It's fucking, you nailed it. Take lunch. as you fly through the air, your cloaks billow in the wind, and we get this fucking silhouette against lightning of Hux punks. This is the most punk you've ever been, I think. Save the world through anarchy and through making things worse. Nice one. Yeah.
Chaos. Chaos.
So y'all level up, but that's stupid. Nice one.
We should all level up, but Arlington doesn't.
What level are you?
That'll teach him for not missing a session.
11?
12.
12. Oh, that's a nice round number. I'm one of those people who doesn't like volumes being on an odd, so we'll keep you at 12 for the campaign. You're not going to get anything at like 13 or 14. I don't know. Maybe something huge will happen. And you've got a god intervention coming up. Yeah, I forgot about that. Brandir is working on an intervention for gods. Yeah, that might level you up like straight to 15. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Yes, you're hurtling towards rapid speeds, slower than an instant teleport, as fast as Slurposaurus can go, and you land back down in the forest or slightly wooded area where the gods appeared to you and asked you to take the trial of the gods, I think we called it.
Yeah.
Which is where you all
had done.
Yes, where they had done.
I misheard you. I thought they had just appeared and they were like, "Do you want to do the trial again?" It's like, we can't. We don't have time now.
No,
we already did it.
Yes, where you all figured out that you are ideals or tenants of chaos creation, time and space, which keep in the back of your minds because we haven't figured out the mechanics, and I'm just waiting for you to ask question ridiculous enough to roll for. But that thought is the furthest from your mind as you skid down muck at the front paws of hooves of Slurposaurus. It's a rocky landing. Still plays the trumpet. You still arrived on time. Everyone claps. But it wasn't the smoothest of hitting the tarmac. And you're in the camp. It's hard to know how to describe what hits you first. So to figure that out, I'm going to let the dice decide. And I want you all to make perception checks.
They're going to say initiative.
Actually, not a bad way to do it. Yeah.
What hits us first?
Ooh, 18 perception.
Nice.
19.
No. Come on, Huck. Close enough. In fact, you kind of take your seasoned adventurers and you're able to scan a situation all at once and take it all in. But you see...
Mine is actually 12.
Forget the compliments I just gave you. They apply to the others. But I'll start with you, Huck, because you noticed the least. And anything I described to Huck, the other two have also noticed, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Something odd pins to the tree. It's like this sort of galaxy of colors, greens and purples and like sparkling dust. In fact, your magic is going haywire. Give me a wild magic check. I just realized this is probably what's going to happen here.
Mother trucker.
Yeah. In the presence of this?
I mean, what, do you want me to have disadvantage? I didn't get a...
Oh, no, I mean, roll the percentile.
Oh.
It's just you landed into an arcane storm. Magic is everywhere.
All right, everyone. All right.
Here we go. Drum roll, please. Woohoo.
Woo. 35.
35.
And as always, I have no idea what that means.
As you all land, this is... Look, I want you to roll 10d8 as I describe the next thing.
Give me a second.
This is going to be bad.
You all... you don't know yet. Jury's out. I'll describe what everyone else takes in. You see that this sort of galaxy of magic is coming out of the ripped open chest of Manon McClear. Is sort of barrel-chested, and he has been pinned and sort of flayed against a tree. And the tree itself has grown hundreds of feet into the air as just God's magic is spilling out of him. The thing about killing a god is that it creates a vacuum of power. And if that power has nowhere to go, it just seeps. Besides him, sort of, it's more bits than anything. It's you see a scythe, the Morgan scythe, and you see like this arm, the scattering of entrails, and this magic is just filling the area here, and it's just this like purpley, wispy, beautiful. It is like you're thinking of like that galaxy texture. That's what's spilling out of these people, or at least the parts of them. They have been torn asunder by something sharp and vicious. What was the result of your dice roll?
44.
Is anyone on 44 or fewer hit points?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Did something happen to me? I have 27 out of 27 hit points.
That
No,
does
right?
seem bad. That does seem very low.
Yeah, I don't
Something
think.
happened. Sorry, something
yeah.
that was my hit points before, but I'll look back through my notes and see why that has happened.
Yeah, you were definitely
Fireball
up at
or
like 60.
Yeah, sorry.
Cool. No, that doesn't kill me. Leaves me with 10 hit points.
Okay, you're fine. I don't know what Arlington's on, given he took damage. Did you all take a long rest before the game of death? I think he got like a little bump up.
I
Game of
think
Death could.
I
the
tried
Game
to
of Death
heal
could
people.
Yeah.
Yes. Lava definitely doesn't have that in him. And Slurposaurus definitely doesn't have that either. As the music of the Dagda's harp begins to fill the air, it's a sweet and calming and soft lullaby. This magic begins to sort of enchant around you, Hook, and anyone from 44, and it would be in sort of descending order. You cast an enhanced sleep spell. So Slurposaurus just down and starts snoring. Because there's magic nearby, little like Z's create themselves and float in the air. A big snot bubble.
Yeah.
Everything is just a little bit more creative. Lava down. And puffy white clouds appear as you see what he's dreaming. You can see his dreams in this space. And it's just him being a real dickhead to people. And like casting spells and exploding things. He's having a great time. The rest of you stay standing. I also think Arlington does as well, as in this moment your eyes drift to a not so magical but still fairly lifeless form on the ground, that of Lan Falon, also dead at the campfire.
What?
As you come back to the scene where you left, and seemingly all this took place, give me a investigation check, everyone, I suppose. Rander, you can do it with advantage because you've got like quite the attention to detail.
I got a nat 20, so I got
Brilliant.
20. I got 28 altogether.
Wow.
I got
Blows
20.
my 17 out the water.
22 and 17. You all picked this up. Again, seasoned adventurers. Lan Falon's wounds are not the same. In fact, as you investigate closer, Lan Falon has been killed at a different time. That either before or after the death of these gods, it's not the same murder. Whoever killed the gods did not kill Lan Falon, and vice versa. And with your investigation, Randir, Cleve Sullus, his sword of light, is missing.
I tell his sword is missing. Which
need
good.
that.
If I use my investigation check, since I got a good one, and also I'm a god, can I know this is going to be weird for people. Can I create a barrel out of nothing?
Yep.
And see if I can essentially absorb the magic coming out of the magic's coming out of the tree what's his name? Sorry,
Yeah, Manon McClear.
Random and Clear
Yeah.
is
Um,
to try and
yeah.
contain it so that this place isn't as kind of I guess chaotic.
Yeah,
Like-
absolutely. I'm trying to think. Like
Yeah.
my hesitation isn't that isn't possible. My hesitation is, do you need to roll?
Yeah,
I
he's never
don't.
tried.
You're a god, and it would be strange to not have you. I mean, given the hassle I put Wes through just trying to recall his accent, it would be unfair of me to give this to you. But
Can I help with my the creation aspect of the barrel? Can I help?
yeah.
I can immediately draw some schematics and that perhaps
Round.
I'll actively not help.
Yes,
Yeah,
nice.
can
Yeah,
I-
you don't want chaos in this situation.
And then I guess if use my aspect of being space
Yeah,
to be
you
able
can
to also
contain this.
It's bigger on the inside of the barrel.
yeah. Like it's
That's
not.
what
I'm not trying to get rid of the magic or anything like that, or dissipate it or anything. I'm just trying to contain it.
He's trying to turn
Um,
it into an ingredient for beer.
How did you know
That's what he's trying to do.
God.
Into a barrel.
that?
You're
enough-
got a beer. It won't work if
I'm
you're not
trying to
to
also
make beer.
distract Huck because Huck's destruction is gonna get involved. I'm trying to distract him at the same time.
How about we all roll loads of dice? That's my suggestion. See if we succeed. As the aspect of chaos, I have to suggest that.
But the thing is, I think you just do. Like, if a god comes down at the death of other gods and the magic is there, it's almost like it's second instinct, like breathing. You're just like, I can take this. You can have
in a video
this.
game where the coins pop out and then someone else.
Yeah. It's like, I'm just gonna. I don't think there's a roll involved because this isn't you trying to do something within your godly powers. This is merely you providing the space for the vacuum to be filled. It happens. But what I'd like you to do, collectively as a group, I suppose, starting with Iggy, then Huck, then Huck, then Iggy, then Randir, is step into my seat and describe as you sort of like, what do you call this? Distill the essence of a god or whatever. You guys tell me. I want to know what this looks like and how you collectively as a party are working together. Arlington's jerking off in the corner because he's Herbert. But the you three heroes.
Okay, so since I'm creating the barrel, I feel like I guess it's kind of like it's become instinctual, kind of like it's like an idea that I'm able to manifest, but like I want it to manifest as just like one panel of the barrel at a time as it spins around, and then like the bands to suddenly appear and the bottom and the top to just like slowly like drift out of nothing and go on top, and just have like I want it to be like it's going to be like a black, like the barrel seems like it's almost like obsidian and stuff like that, with kind of I guess it's like shimmers as different colors and stuff like that as it forms.
Lovely. Iggy, you're able to sort of direct this essence. So where are you standing? There's a pickup, a gust of wind like sort of appears around you. Your hair begins to flow out. You might even levitate a little bit off the ground as you're helping.
Nice. That's hot. As that's happening, I'm imagining I'm close by Randir. I'm watching his eyes and what he's doing, and just trying to, in some way, follow what adding to what he's planning, and also helping the shape form, maybe like helping the picture of it, like connect these things that he can then pull through to make that connection and the overall thing. And then what I imagine as part of the creation is, in a way, adding. I want this barrel to exist. This now exists, so it's almost like I imagine I'm almost just going back to old sketches and adding it in the corner of things. They're like, oh, in the future it's going to exist, and in the past, sort of adding to this, like putting it in the history book. That's why I imagine what happens when you just create something that it has to be all these other things. Or it's not just a creepy way of like controlling, history by rewriting it. But
No, it's a
once
nice
the barrel
way for-
exists, it exists for all of time.
That's in this way that I'm imagining it, perhaps. I don't know. So maybe it's just in future. I'm just trying to, add it to like my visual diary, visual history. This exists. This is real.
It does one thing that all creations have to do to exist. The difference between being a tenant of creation and a tenant of ideas is creation happens. Ideas can be anything. They're ephemeral. They can change shape. But the moment you create something, it exists.
Locked in, yeah.
And that's what you're doing. Arlington is the ideal of time. So if he has a moment between being a fucking gross pervert, he might not disperse it through time.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So maybe just in that,
you
like,
give it a solid form. That means that this is a barrel, and every atom of this thing is barrel.
Yeah. So as you're doing it, I'm maybe just fixing a little, like, oh, there's a leak here, but don't worry, this grain of wood actually has another bit to go right beside it. Just perfecting it, maybe.
I want to add one more thing to it, which is I'm gonna pick up
fucking clients, am I right?
What it is, it's something to actually put hook into, and also a DM gift. I want to grab a, like, out of nothing. I just want to seem like it just pops into existence. It's a cork, and it's going to be like a ruby colored cork, and I'm going to throw it over to Hook, and just be like, throw a little chaos into that.
All right.
So I want the cork to be a little chaotic for the DM to use at some point.
Ooh,
Got a cork.
that seems very dangerous. The cork is essential.
Yeah. The cork's the most important part.
Drill the hole through the middle of the cork. Hands it back.
I just think it'll be fun for the DM to have a little bit of a little toy of weird godly energy.
I appreciate it.
Because he can burst it at any time.
Yeah, and maybe at a narratively satisfying time. Huck, you've been asked to put some chaos in this, but as you see your friends, and I'm pretty sure they're your friends. I think
yeah. I guess at this stage.
Yeah, I think they've.
Takes me a while to get used to people and call them friends.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you are the most unfriendly person of the group.
You're the stoic orphan Batman.
Yeah.
You know, lone wolf of the group.
The cool one. Always
the cool one. The one that every table loves having that character.
Yeah. And the cool one. Yeah. Right.
So, what do you? I appreciate that chaos doesn't really have a role in order, but
it does.
Yes,
the flip side.
Yeah,
it's the flip side. So before I got the old cork, which I'll work on as I'm going at it. I reckon. What's among the most chaotic things? A hurricane or a tornado, and what does every hurricane and or tornado or whatever, I don't know the words, twisters have? They have an eye of the storm where there's order. So I'm going to make the chaos happen. The only way I can make what they're happening not be massively chaotic is to make the chaos happen around them, such that they're in the eye of the chaos, as it were. And so I guess while that's happening, while they're making stuff, I'm basically running around being like, woo, doing backflips and making like weird things happen. They might see all sorts of nonsense fit in for seconds at a time. Things come into existence, don't. Things move around, leaves, blow.
Yeah. What I like is that there's this sort of moment of stillness, and all this energy begins to whip around you in a chaotic storm, creating this sort of perfectly still space in the center of it. Huck, you are Tasmanian deviling. Popping out of the mists like funky glasses that say 2017. What?
Yeah.
So weird.
Hundreds of me at the same time, and then only one of me.
And it all spins up, and then like a genie returning to its lamp into the barrel, and you cork it.
Into the cork. Yeah. All the chaos goes into the cork.
Yes, yeah, but the energy goes in, and you're capturing the chaos. You're actually holding it back. Give me a
cool. I have to roll.
Yeah, strength saving throw, because the chaos wants to cork this.
I mean, does it have to be strength? Because I've been fighting chaos wild magic for like my entire life, as it well.
Give me an alternative.
Well, I mean, there's Arcana. I mean, like magically, I've been doing it.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take Arcana. You're using.
You can take.
I just
you can
want
go survival.
strength.
You can go survival if you'd rather.
No, I think actually Arcana's right because you're not using your physical strength to hold us back. You're using your magical strength to stop it going where it wants to go too soon. Because it's like, oh, you know, great. If I just cork this a little bit too low.
This really needs to go well.
I will give you Flash of Genius as well.
Well, then we're on 20. And then plus another 4. So 24.
You are holding this cork like a excited dog wanting to eat its dinner. And you're like, wait for it. And it does not want to obey. But you hold it off with a 24.
Stay.
You're the master of chaos. Chaos obeys you, not the other way around. With that.
Yes, please.
That deserves something. And I think it's something to do with your wild magic table. And I think we'll come back to it later as we figure it out together.
Sure.
I don't want to just straight up take Brennan Lee Mulligan, famous DM, you might know, came up with a great mechanic where wild magic sorcerers can kind of roll with advantage. They get to choose 2 effects. It's a great thing. I think it's a wonderful thing for players to have.
Yeah.
I'll try to come up with something that isn't just a direct nick of that, because that seems uncool and unsatisfying for everyone. But we'll work on something where wild magic. Ooh, I know.
I think there's a thing where later on, as a level up or whatever else, that's an ability a sorcerer gets, a wild magic sorcerer gets, to roll advantage. I think.
So it's straight in the.
I think I'm just not a high enough level.
I have something different. You won't know what the effect is, but you can choose whether it happens to you or someone else. You can pick a target. That's what it will become.
Okay.
You can throw it onto someone else. But it could be good.
Yeah. I'll never know what the wild magic is, but I can.
Yeah. Once you roll and you don't know what the result is, you can be like, you or someone else.
I'll do someone else when it's 35.
Sleep? That will put you asleep.
No, because it hurt all of us.
No. Sorry. Actually, to be fair, I should never have asked you or HP. You were fine.
Oh.
The one casting.
Oh, I'll take it back.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't damage.
Yeah, it wasn't damage. It was
just a sleep spell.
If you had it below, you would just fall asleep.
Yeah. That makes sense. I heavily damaged myself. I'll take it back.
Yes, yeah, I do. Yeah, it wasn't damage. Just sleep. Cool, that's great. Brander, you have a hold on your godhood in a way that you haven't had before, which means that you're potentially slightly more advantageous doing godly stuff, which we haven't explored. And equally, Iggy, your concept of creation, I'm almost certain that comes with the ability to manifest stuff. Like, depending how big it is, depending on how reality shifting it is, that will come with roles. But your ability to bamf into existent things you need, consider that a thing you just made a shape. Okay. And it was a simple barrel, great place to start. But the more complex, the more difficult, but you can create. In the same way that you've seen this magic, because the Morrigan is gone and seemingly isn't destroying, it was just creating things around, like the Z's, like the dreams, it was just, when magic isn't controlled, it creates. It's the thing it loves doing the most. Yeah. What a wonderful thing in the scene of death, I suppose.
Yeah. So
dead bodies all around you.
They're all dead.
But I am a paladin of death as well. Man, I got a long list of fucking jobs.
Not really. If the Morrigan's gone, so the Morrigan.
That is true.
Yeah.
With that, can I investigate the wounds that are on the other gods as well as the? Yeah. Can I check the wounds of the other gods?
Yeah, give me an investigation. Actually, your nat 20 investigation was kind of all encompassing, right? So this will just be, you have certain information I'll give you anyway. This is just extra stuff depending on the role. Yeah,
I'm looking for specific, to look at specific wounds and stuff like that, and just be like, maybe the type of weapon, or if it was an animal kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my godly powers have fucked up, which gets, I got a nat 1, which is a 9, but still a nat 1.
Still in that one. It's hard because it's gross, not because you wouldn't be able to in a more sterile situation. But you go up, it's like, you just met the Morgan. She seemed nice. She gave you the kind of a protection in the Shadowfell. In fact, in that, you come to the realization that it's hard to really investigate this because that connection to being the paragon of death can't be a paragon of something that doesn't exist. So like that kind of sense of confidence or that sense of overcoming death is a little bit overwhelming. And you realize, well, fuck, without a god of death, all the people who might die during Rua's ritual, where are they going to go?
Well, so everyone will be fine.
Well, their bodies will be, their souls have to go somewhere. Like there's, as you saw in the Shadowfell, dying is only one part of the journey. There might be no afterlife for them. In a world that canonically afterlife exists.
Sounds good to me.
Is there anything we can, like, a very stupid question, but in terms of like any reviving we can do, anything we can try and, like, does it look like Morgan? Is there anything that we can do? Or
for the gods, it's harder to say because it's hard to say what happens when a god dies. For Lanfalon, who's just a mortal man, potentially, you don't know when he died. You were gone in the gods' trials for a little while, and then you were in the Feywild for a little while. Not like there was no time jump. You guys didn't feel that because it was all in the one place. But let me check my little notes.
Would Arlington be the most useful person to help us with the time-related questions?
Yeah, it's such a shame that Prick isn't here.
Okay, yeah. So we just have to hang out here until next week.
Yeah.
But
and he
could bring us
uses Godhead.
within a minute. You can use Revivify, right?
Oh, they definitely didn't die within the last minute. That's what I was trying. Yeah, Revivify is yeah. But
if Arlington could somehow affect
bring us to that minute, maybe.
Or I mean, even if he couldn't bring us there, he might be able to show us what happened in a previous iteration of time. That might be within his power without being crazy. But he is a god, so he can do the fucking
someone in the chat drinking something soul. I mean, can we cast that and try and bring their soul back?
Oh yeah, there was a soul, wasn't it?
Bringing back just someone's soul probably.
Isaac drinking was it Dakota soul?
Yeah.
Oh, Dakota soul. Oh.
Yeah.
Ah, he's in beer magic.
Mm.
Well, the student becomes the teacher.
we use Dakota soul.
Dakota soul.
The thing the show's about.
Which is a funky fluid. It's double beer magic.
Okay, what do you want to try and do with Dakota soul?
I mean,
Dakota's a place.
I feel like the Morgan should be high priority because I have a strong attachment to people's souls going to the correct place after we went and did all that.
I don't know. Can you give a god a soul? Does God have a soul?
But she works with souls.
It's true.
I'm honestly not sure what I want to do with it. But just there's something connection there.
I thought you were going to use it on Lanfalon or Madam Clear, did you say? Which ones?
I feel like the goddess, the death god, seems like high priority considering.
You make an argument for getting a death god a soul, which I agree. You probably can, unless, I mean, worst case scenario, you put Dakota, which I believe was that a gnome or a halfling that was there?
You're thinking of Tim Wildheart.
He didn't call himself Dakota.
No.
Okay. I was gonna say because you could make him. Interestingly, you could make him the god of death. Put his soul in the god of death's body.
He's a baby.
Just a new god of death.
You could do.
Wow.
What I was going to say is Dakota is a place in the real world, and soul is a word. And so with Dakota soul, you might be able to know where the souls are if they can't go through the usual.
Okay.
Are they just going to Dakota?
And locate souls. Yeah, let's say
where all souls go.
Dakota is the waiting station in the afterlife, purgatory.
This would be very fitting if Iggy made it her plan to take over the admin side of the death god and go and opposite of what the Moor demon was doing to her villagers. It's like,
Dramatically lovely. Yeah.
at least tell me where the souls are, and I'll just go and I'll redirect them. Oh, it's actually over here. Don't walk into that forest of death over here. Okay, so maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to cast this on the Morgan, cast Dakota Soul to find out what is happening to souls, and I want to give her
And the god souls, you find out what they are.
pieces of paper so that they can literally, it can almost like give me the admin of where souls are currently going. I don't know, guys. I don't know what I want to do.
I think he's trying to become like a portion of the god of death herself. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's not a.
I wasn't
bad
until
idea.
just there when you're talking
someone's got to take over the job. And creation,
to bring them back is what I want. But
it's better to be creation and death. You know,
That
then
is
if you create something you don't like, you can kill it.
Okay, yeah. Someone in the chat is asking about my soul. I think
It's back in your body. You drank it again.
I sold it to Rue it, but now I have it again. I believe.
well, no, it was yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes,
do this
you lost a little bit.
magic successfully. You really need to be able to bullshit in a way that Ben will then maybe allow. And I feel like I'm very.
I'm not
Well, no.
against it. I'm just trying to figure out what you
guess-
want to. I don't want to nerf beer magic because it's the coolest thing we have. It's the only reason to watch this. It's not true. Our incredible improv and RP experience is the reason to watch this. But Dakota Soul is such an interesting drink in a grove. Yep, that's what that is. Of which a soul has just departed. And do gods have souls? It's such a fucking mind fuck that I don't know if it's or are souls an aspect of gods that they put into people. And if you're thinking of a monotheistic sense,
Well, that's not
a little
what
bit
we've
of
got
godhood, but we're in a pantheon.
Okay, I have an idea of what might be within my capabilities. Even still, could be wildly out of them. I'll obviously have to roll. What I'm picturing is she's picturing. So when we were going to fight the Moor demon, we went down into the underworld and we kind of saw like all these souls are going this way, but the Moor demon was pulling some souls off to the side and forever keeping them like Ursula. What I want to be doing is casting this. It's nothing to do with bringing the Morgan back. It's knowing the connection the Morgan has to souls and where they go. And it's almost trying to put a band-aid, almost like a sign, helping. So I'm going to this is just for souls currently going to the underworld. And I know my magic is small in comparison. So I literally picture this as like a band-aid, like a small funnel or a sign that's going to crumble away, soon because this is a small little spell.
We're in endgame. You can dream big.
Yeah.
It's not a.
That's roughly
I'm not against overpowered stuff at this point in time, but I am thinking. I'm just trying to figure out. The question is, what happens? And I think I know. Because again, we're talking about how the world.
I don't know, but this is because it's causing Iggy a lot of stress to think that people are lost again. So even if this work, I don't know. I don't even. Maybe there's no way that I would know that it worked.
You place your hand just above the Morgan, who is a farrier of souls. Appears when you die, chats with you for a while, brings you to the underworld of sorts. Don't know if that's actually true of Irish mythology. I just like that she's a Grim Reaper character in our world. And you put your hand kind of close and begin to reach out magically, and you close your eyes. And information begins to feed itself to you. I'm not going to do something stupid like the Dakota protocol or something like that, because the Dakota part of this is the red herring. That's the word that's throwing me in this beer, but soul is all I really care about. You see the journey of a soul. In Hibernia, when someone ceases to exist in a sort of living sense, they don't die. They never have. There is sort of a journey they go on. Initially, they go to Jock Dun, the house of Dun, which is what you saw, that little cottage by the forest, of where souls were sort of being skimmed off the top, specifically the souls on Agla. But you go through Chocdon and are brought through to the underworld, essentially. I'm just going to get this absolutely right. So the underworld is where souls, most material beings, go to their final rest. And Chocdon is in the shadow realm. It's not necessary. It's a transitional plane. It's not the full end. You get a glimpse, actually, because the Morrigan is an old and ancient god. That there was a time when souls went nowhere. There was a time when souls went directly to the underworld. And there was a time when the shadow realm was born into existence. And this is where they were filtered through. Exactly how far back in history that is hard to tell. And that is where most souls end up. Some heroes, some legends, some people who accomplish incredible things don't necessarily die in the same way. They're elevated to some level of godhood, and they end up in the Hill of Tara, where the gods reside. Lu, ended up there because of his feats in Hibernia. Partly a god himself, in the sense that the Tuatha De Danann of Irish mythology are both real people and gods. But you don't really hear about the average people. They're normally saved for folklore stories. You're getting this information about where souls go. And without a god of death, you see a version where someone who desperately wants to go to the material plane, there's two ways back. Revivify, before you pass through the house of Don, suck back in. And that's why it's a minute, because once you're processed, you're through. It's too far. It's a transitional plane. You need to pull them back straight away. More powerful spells like Resurrection or True Resurrection can, if the soul is willing, bring it back through, and depending on the spell itself, into the body or into a new body. But that soul gets pulled straight out of the underworld. But some souls have unfinished business. They remain sort of as specters or ghosts here, but they're just fragments of themselves. And you remember that the goddess Avandra, when the realms were sundered during the Fey invasion, lost a part of herself, and the Black Hound became that, a fragment of her essence. She's a god, so it's not a soul, I don't think. I don't think gods have souls. I think it's fair to say. Not to say that, Reindeer, you have a material soul, because you're both a person and a god. You exist in the kind of Lu sense.
Okay.
You're here. You're a new god. I think when you get old enough, you give so much of yourself to the people who believe in you that you give over your soul. It's a two-way trade. But some people, and you follow one of them, a sort of green-skinned Githaki Fenian warrior turned mercenary, who was killed with unfinished business. You know their business. They were trying to track down Arlington and Rian. They were trying to bring them to justice because they were criminals of Inish Bay. They were set upon by 4 beginning adventurers in a random Airbnb called the Dead Pony Club, killed, and unceremoniously, although one of them did try, buried. And they had such a want of vengeance that they took what is known as the long way round. And the long way round, because the planes are a circle, is to go through. Let me get this absolutely right, because I wrote this 4 years ago. The long way round is to go through the underworld, going the opposite direction, so from the shadow realm into the underworld, into the elemental plane, into the far realm, back into the material plane. They have to just go through all the realms of existence, which is a painful and often not accomplished thing.
Backwards.
Yeah, they have to. You're born.
Yeah.
But that also begs the question, do all things start in the elemental plane as a pure force of energy, go through the far realm, get a little bit weird, and become people? And then from people, do they actually it would be Feywild first, then Material Plane, then Shadow, then Underworld, then Elemental, then Far Realm, and all the way around. You see this soul do that, and they have gotten to the Far Realm, the last point of entrance before the Material Plane. But the Far Realm's open as of the breaking of the lock, and they step through. But you focus again, because you're not too discerned about the backwards bastard, on Landfall, and without a god of death, that cycle becomes almost instantaneous. That rebirth, the idea that you could come back, not maybe as yourself, but as an idea or a legend, there is a fast track there. It's not he's alive somewhere else in the world, but what might take thousands of years, you get the feeling could take weeks.
Okay, so am I right in thinking that I went there, accessed this information to try and put some band-aid on it, but instead feel a great sense of peace? Because that's not the worst thing. If you just quickly reborn.
It's not, but it's also not the best thing. In that it's not the natural order. Yeah, it's not the natural order of things. If everyone just dies and comes back, that's going to lead to chaos, because babies are being born with instant knowledge of their past lives, not enough time in the underworld to sort of forget who they were, maybe rediscover it through dreams. It could lead to instant
you don't want a baby who is the backwards bastard.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know? Because that baby will be a bastard, and you have to call it a bastard, and you don't want to call a baby a bastard.
So there's an element of that could instantly cause newborns or rebirth people to just like go fucking mental. It's just like, who knows how you would deal if you were instantly reborn, knowing everything you've just come from.
So is there any Band-Aid-esque way that I can slow that down?
Yes. And that is to ask Randir to pour you a frothy beer from his new barrel and take on the responsibility of becoming the goddess of death.
Randir, brew god and god maker.
God brewer. God brew god and god brew.
Still locked eyes on this Morgan with what she's seeing, just reaches out a hand towards Randir and hopes that the inner bartender will know what that means. Pour me one out of that sweet keg.
I'm going to make a... Go for it.
I'd say a long bar should appear for you to slide the drink down towards it.
Yeah.
I was going to... So,
I'm
going to make this lovely wooden kind of tankard appear, and just along the side of it, it says Iggy, and I'm just going to pour it into the barrel, and I'm going to pass it over. Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah.
Look at that.
But made of wood.
The power of creation.
Yeah, look at me and my godly powers.
Okay, now the glass is even better.
Let me put that up.
Glass.
I want to bring the glass to my lips and drink this frothy beer of magic.
Yeah. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
That is 13.
To go from mortal to god, which, as we know in this world, aren't immortal. And the nice thing about one of the lovely things I think Irish mythology has is that our gods aren't immortal. They're just people, but extra special people in our history. Maybe that was Christianity lessening their power. I don't know. I can't remember. But they do die in the stories we have. So it doesn't necessarily mean that a god is immortal. But to go from mortal to... Yeah, sorry. About spoiling 8,000 years. I don't know. But to your point, Keelan, and we have this argument as friends all the time, you might have read it. Just because it's been around. So fair. But yeah, the gods can die. To go from mortal to godhood in such a quick and potentially unsafe. Like Randir wrote it into reality, so reality protected him. And with 13, I feel like, you know, when you've spent a night drinking and you have one and you're like, I'm fine, I'm grand. You've been sitting down at the table all the time, like sculling back some pints, and then you step up and go, whoa, oh no. And the lights go out and Iggy begins to sway. And as Iggy kind of tumbles towards the floor, I think it's a fair, good place to end this episode. Becoming the god of death. What do you got to do first?
Reinstate me.
Iggy collapses poof, on the floor. I might have to go the long way around to get back.
So 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'd say if be here.
See you soon. I mean, I'd like to say that that's a worse review than his other beer, Dying Light's been getting, but I don't know.
Yeah, Dying Light hasn't knocked anyone out.
Dying Light might be worse, I still think.
Oh, she's doing that sarcastic thing again, where it's like pretending to puke when you try some drink, you know.
She always does this when she drinks my new drinks.
Yeah.
As Iggy falls, at the same time, a portal opens up beside you, Huck. And Starkle, a large heron Aarakocra, Mondri, a seagull Aarakocra, step through. They say, okay, so remember yesterday or the day before when we said you were committing crimes against reality?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we went back to Bahaglen and we believe you, and there's someone who wants to see you.
Oh, yeah, but you said that last time.
Yeah, but we're going to bring him to you now, not the other way around.
Well,
Yeah, that's good. Yes, sir. Slam him on. I mean, our friends just collapsed, so I might be distracted for 5 minutes.
Could you focus, please? It's important.
I'll try.
They step out of the way, and a small gnome with white hair kind of puffed at the sides, dressed in the kind of fancier Fina robe, steps through. This is none other than Minky Doodle. Boodle? Boodle Doodle?
Boodle? Minky Boodle?
Boodle,
Boodle, I think.
steps through. And beside him, the backwards bastard.
You what?
That's where we'll end tonight's episode.
I kill him.
Roll for initiative. Let's fucking kick it off.
No, listen.
I thought I put you in the grave.
Immediately kill him again without speaking to him. Yeah.
Come back later. We've placed you on hold.
Ben clearly had something he wanted him to impart.
Kill him. Any news from Backland is bad news. Kill it.
Yeah. Stab it. Stab it all.
I
won't.
Yeah, that's where let's end it there. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. I believe it's January 31st. I think sometime around the very end of the month.
Yeah, 31st.
Yeah, we'll be back on the 31st of January for, like I said, 5 eps left. 4 eps left. We now have 2 gods in the party, 1 god in a ritual, a small gnome that looks and sounds like Michael D. Higgins, which gives me 2 weeks to perfect that. A gift from, I think, a streamed episode. I think the Backwards Bastard was the very first episode of the show. That we actually ended up streaming.
I think we fought him during. That seems real. Didn't we start immediately after the cave, but we were getting to the place?
Yes, and he was there and he welcomed you and it was a dick.
There was the thieves' camp conversation. I remember it.
Yes. Yeah, back in yours. Yeah. So 4 more episodes left. I don't know how this is going to end. Players don't know how this is going to end. All we know is that it's going to end. So come back in 2 weeks' time and discover how. Until then, if you haven't already, please do support this and spread the word. I feel like this is an okay episode. If you just want 5 episodes of Endgame, I feel like we did an okay job just setting the scene today. So tell your friends about this one and enjoy the finale that is coming your way. Yes, backwoods bastard. Yes, yeah, we just keep calling them the backwards, but it's
That's
a
why I
twisted
said-
nuts,
that's why I
twisted
did-
nuts sort of situation.
That's why I
Yeah,
said
it's the back-
he's going backwards through the thing.
Yeah, backwoods bastard. It was definitely a beer. I think it's a Sierra Nevada beer.
Yeah,
But
I can see the can.
Yeah, it's definitely, you're correct, Snug. You are totally right. At this point in the show, I could be pronouncing Rua wrong, so that's you get used to that. Right, let's end this thing. Let's get out of here. Let's have a wonderful night. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Until then, please do look after yourselves. Be sound. Good night, and joy be with you all.
Ah.